What's up? What's up? What's up? Welcome, everybody. It is Friday. It is the Nerd Dad. Yay!
Nerds.
Nerd. Nerds.
Welcome to the show.
Welcome. Man, it is. It's been a long week. I'm glad we're here. I'm glad we're chilling out. Everybody's. I enjoy my Nerd Den Friday. We got Dusty Sky in the house. He's apparently innocent of what crimes. I'm not so sure. We got Drew. We got Doc. We got Studio 7.62, aka
I'm definitely
Avery.
guilty of something.
I think Zach is coming. He's going to be here in a few. But,
I want to be guilty.
Yeah.
Hold on. My camera's not working. Just a second. Hold on. Wait, here we go. Hold on.
Damn it, Doc. It works. It works, man.
Oh God.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Oh.
Andrew.
Little man loving stuff there going on. No problem.
Man love.
Yeah. Dude, I'm
gay for
okay.
socks on.
Hey, I got an admirer. I'm okay with that.
No, look,
Wait.
there are tampons in the bathrooms explicitly for you.
Tweak. How's that feel, buddy?
Tune in Tokyo.
Tune in Tokyo, man. That's an inside joke from back in the day. Like you got to have some deep, deep movie lore.
You've got to be a little kid from the late '70s, early '80s.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Because I think.
So, what's going on, man? How is everybody? What's been going on? I did see right before this that Carl Weathers passed.
Yeah, that's
Oh, really?
Yeah. He will live
76.
forever. He will live forever in his best role, which is as Full Metal Jackson for Adult Fantasy.
Yeah.
Hey, what's up, KG? KG says, "What the hell did I tune into?"
It's not what you think.
it's exactly what you think. Gay porn.
Oh, internet gay. It's fine. So Carl Weathers passed. But like I said, I still think I know he was in Rocky, and I know he's in Mandalorian and all this, but I still think his best performance was Action Jackson.
Yeah. How do you like your ribs?
Just classic. He was like, I saw that movie in the theater, man.
Really?
Yeah, I saw it in the theater. I'm a huge Action Jackson fan. What is this? Avery, why am I sharing this?
That was perfect.
How to talk to your dog about homosexuality and communism? Look at the dog. It looks like a prison photo.
Yeah.
Is a dog being re-educated?
That's what I was laughing about when I
The dog was like dry humping another dog, and now he's getting re-educated.
Yeah. That's what I was laughing about when you first started this stream, because I just saw that. Just something about that photo, that dog just killed me.
Yeah, R.I.P. Apollo Creed, KG. Yeah. Man. I mean, I don't know, dude. Like, he was like super buff and healthy, and like he was only in his 70s. You know what it is? You know what's interesting? The older I get, the more
yeah. But I guarantee that dude did a lot of cocaine.
I'm sure, but like, it's funny. The older I get, everyone dies young. It doesn't matter what their age is. Like, he was 78 years old. He was pretty young.
Right.
Yeah.
It's like, he was 97. Like when I'm in my 70s, I'll be like, damn, he's only 97 years old and young.
Yeah. Well, they better have some life extension technology by then.
I think they probably already do.
Yeah.
They just
just pump some baby seal blood into me or something.
Yeah. If it was only that, I think it's far more insidious. The truth is far more insidious.
It's probably, who knows?
That was a really great episode of the Outer. They brought back the Outer Limits like in the 90s, right?
Uh-huh.
And there was a really great episode about the uber wealthy, and they could clone body parts and essentially live forever. And it was like basically the person who was like the stable keeper, the shit scooper for all the clones, because the secret was that it wasn't cloned parts, it was cloned humans, and they kept them dumb and like kind of animalistic, but then one of them kind of gets self-aware and learns to speak, and so that was supposed to be the next one to die or whatever. So it was like, the whole like, is this a human? Does this have a soul? Is this just that was a pretty good episode. That was a good show, actually. There was a lot of really good ones on that show.
I used to watch all that stuff, dude. I used to really like Outer Limits, like all those creepy
Twilight Zone.
I was a big whenever I used to spend the night at my grandparents' house, I used to listen to Art Bell,
Oh yeah.
Like I would go to sleep listening to Art Bell.
Me too.
But those shows were, if you go back and rewatch them, they're prophetic.
Oh yeah. Well, that's the other thing is like I always kind of wonder, like the older we get and the deeper we get into like our cultural whatever zeitgeist thing, like the more I'm like are these things like sci-fi is only sci-fi temporarily, it seems, and it almost always seems to be like, oh, that's just what is happening.
Well, it's always like social commentary though, man. Like Dune, if you've ever read Dune, that's all about like oil, Middle East relations, religion. It's all socio-political stuff, right?
Yeah. And if you just look at if you look at the technology, like look at an old Star Trek episode. And they got the flip. They open up their communicators. They flip open. Then we had flip phones. And when flip phones came around, they had more technology in them than the communicators.
Did you know that when Star Trek was on the air, they didn't have doors that automatically opened with sensors yet? So every time they would walk on the bridge and the doors would automatically open and close. Like they just had obviously people pulling and pushing. That technology did not exist. That was part of the sci-fi. And as a kid, I never recognized it as sci-fi because the grocery stores have it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But
that's crazy.
That was sci-fi. Yeah, dude, it's prophetic.
Yeah, it's very cool and very scary at the same time.
So we're headed towards the Matrix or Terminator. We're some combination.
Yeah, I know.
It's on its way.
Well, I'll be one with the AI at that point.
Yeah. It's going to be some weird combination of 1984 Terminator and the Matrix.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Which yeah. We'll see. I don't know. I don't know how to get out of it.
I don't think there is a way out of it.
Well, now they're all like all the speculation, that like people are talking because of AI and the evolution of AI. People have started talking about like our evolution and suggesting that like similar to like lots of organisms in our body that make things that end up being us, that maybe our entire purpose on this planet was to create AI. Like it is actually the next life form that we're basically like fleas on the dog. You know what I mean? It's a flea on a dog.
It's interesting.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
And will we be able to integrate AI into what we are?
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I mean, shit, dude. My microwave's got Wi-Fi, so we're already heading there.
Your microwave has Wi-Fi?
Swear to God.
Why?
Yeah,
I have no idea. No, absolutely no clue.
There's people that the refrigerator, the oven, and the microwave has Wi-Fi.
There's no reason.
Yeah, until I got a robot to actually put shit in the microwave where I can then fire it off by my phone, it's largely absolutely useless.
Yeah. And you got to be like Jarvis pizza rolls.
Yeah, man.
Jarvis pizza. Jarvis, make me pizza.
Yeah, and it'll be like it'll do it.
I know.
I need a robot.
The concept of the replicator. Eventually, they'll figure out how to do that.
Well, 3D printed food, 3D printed meat.
Yeah,
that's a
it's
real
on
thing.
its way. It's actually in the beginning stages.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I always wonder, like, especially with kids, I'm always like, well, how is all the AI stuff going to affect them? Because like we live kind of out in an area, like kind of not in a metropolitan area right now.
Mm-hmm.
And but So we actually have an advantage, or our kids do, because we know how to. We're developers and programmers and blockchain, and we know how to. We do a lot of stuff with AI, like all of us, right? Like my kids, if they ever have a problem, they're gonna know how to use AI. They're gonna why? How are they gonna fail a test? Or
that's like the thing, man. It's like, for these, like, take Star Trek, for example, right? They're on their computer, they're doing like super advanced engineering and math and stuff like that. How long does it take a very supremely intelligent person to even get to the point where they can talk about like quantum theory or superstring or all these like stuff that in Star Trek they're like, oh yeah, that's like I should learn that shit in like 3rd grade, right? It's all going to be AI because it's like you're developing a game, and now there's great game engines to be able to help you, create the graphics or whatever. Whereas before you had to do all that crap line by line, right? Like if every iteration just becomes some tool to help you speed boost your way to just achieve your goal at a more rapid pace, but there's still an element of like knowledge that you have to have. Like I can talk to a computer and be like, tell me how to warp out of my underwear, when a chick comes over as fast as I can. It might be able to tell me, but do I really understand that?
Right, but then
am I really going to be able to problem solve with that like technology? Because I still have to have a general, they're like, you got first in your class and 4D multi-dimensional whatever spatial physics. Like, come on, man.
Yeah,
people aren't that smart.
No, this is true. Yeah, it's
not
really
when they're
weird.
Like funny and sexy and on a spaceship bridge. Like you didn't get there that fast, yo.
Yeah, I don't know, man. It's a wild trip, dude. I just kind of roll with it at this point. And this is sort of like, and I get it. I see it from the art side, the art community side. Like they're so they're like so anti all of this stuff. And it's really silly, in my opinion. Like
some of it is very silly.
It's like you can't it's like the thing is already here and it already exists. Whether you think it's real or not, or whether it constitutes real art or not real art, it's literally just a matter of time. Like my generation didn't think digital art when digital art started with Photoshop, that wasn't real art because anything with Command Z, like code.
And the same thing happened to photography when it was created.
That's right. Oh, digital photography is not photography.
Yeah, right? and even original photography when they first started doing it, it was like, that's not art.
That's right. And so it's just ridiculous, and I'm like, all right, well, you guys stay. I mean, the argument's as old as time, so whatever the technological advancement is. So I'm kind of like, all right, you guys argue amongst yourselves. I'm going to learn it and figure it out. And that goes with AI, and that goes with blockchain, and it goes with everything else.
Yeah.
And I'm just going to learn this shit and be ahead of you. And then you're, the kids that are, because here's the thing, you can argue about it. Like, that's fine. But like the kids that are coming up behind you, they're always going to have had it. You know what I mean? Like my kids are never going to know a time without AI. So yeah, it's crazy. Well, they don't know a time. They don't know a time without
tablets.
They don't know. Without iPads and all kinds of stuff. It's all normal to them.
I hate it, man. I hate it, dude. My dad lived in a shack and had to shake the snow off of him in the winter because, like, literally off the sheets, because I mean they were just poor ass farmers in Missouri, right?
Yeah.
And I think about my grandmother, who was born turn of the century, just all the weird technological advances. I mean, she died in like 97 or something like that. Mm-hmm. But I mean, going through, just anything, Great Depression, like just the microwave and how sensationally amazing it must have been.
Having ice in your home, bro.
Yeah. I remember her telling me that because I had to do an interview with her for school once.
Indoor
and I
plumbing.
remember she was telling me like what it was like the first time they got an ice box. Mm-hmm. It was just like,
and that's when they had to put a big block of ice in it.
Yeah, like a literal ice box. Yeah.
Hey Todd, can you hear me?
Hey, yeah, of course. What's up, man?
I literally just walked in the door. So
Great.
Welcome.
And I got a whole bunch of stuff to show you.
Okay.
Also, by the way, so Jim Shooter was at MegaCon this year again.
Oh, shit.
I spoke with him briefly, and I mentioned your name.
Uh-huh.
He's heard of you.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he's heard of you.
All right, that's cool.
I told him that you did animation work for Marvel back in the '90s. He says your name's familiar to him.
Nice.
Badass.
He also says that he's making a show for Netflix, but he wouldn't say anything more about it. So
That's cool. You know, what Jim Shooter's greatest accomplishment is in my life?
What?
He is the guy, I don't know if a lot of people know it, but he is the guy that named all of the Transformers, G1 Transformers.
Didn't know that.
Yep.
Oh, wow.
It was because Hasbro came to Marvel because they were going to do all the comics. And they had all these toys licensed from Japan, and they needed all these names. So he's the guy that he sat there and and within 24, 48 hours, Starscream, Optimus Prime, Megatron, Shockwave, all
awesome.
Rampage, Ravage, Jazz, the whole lineup, Bumblebee. That's all him.
Well, so I've got a whole bunch of. So the highlight of the day was I went to a panel where Don Bluth was the guest. Apparently, he wrote an autobiography, so he's pimping it out. But it was weird. It was a panel where they actually allowed people to ask questions.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, can I share a screen real quick?
Of course.
All right, because I want to show you something, and this actually might tie in with what you and screen. Thank you. All right, can you see my screen?
Yes.
All right, how about now? You see the video?
Yep.
All right, let me know if you can hear this or not. All right.
Share it with audio.
Oh, how do I do that?
You share the tab, but it's right now. It's not.
So you don't know whether
You hear it?
or not. In fact, the more disc
We hear it, but we don't see. There it is. Yeah.
So I come to these naming to get a reaction to see it, and it's pretty overwhelming. I'm very moved by it. Very, very moved. So thank you very much. Somebody who goes to a lot of cons, what's the one question that you feel like you get asked the most? Why did you do it? And I don't have an answer to that question. You know what? It's because I grew up in this Walt Disney animated film. I watched it most of my life. The first one I saw was Snow White. And interesting, when I sat there next to my mom, it was.
Just casually, Mario sits down.
I know. It's hard to hear what he's actually saying.
Yeah, we can't really hear what he's saying. It sounds really muffled.
Yeah, I think it's coming through your mic, like out your speakers through your mic.
Yeah, hold on. Let me try the other video. All right.
That's cool. What to give us the gist? It's fine.
Well, the gist was hold on. I think this is this one here. Here. I think that's it. Yeah. Hold on. No, that's not it. I thought this might be it actually. I don't know. There's something off there. I don't know if it's. All right. Well, so
don't worry about it. Like what? So what was he saying in general?
So basically, he told an interesting story about when first off, about how he's most famous. People remember him most for Dragon Lair, and the story he told was that it was actually kind of like a second like a last minute thing for them because his studio was between projects and he didn't want his guys to lose to leave and find work. So apparently he knew a guy who knew a guy who knew a guy who would apparently needed to have some drug money he needed washed. So they would show up at his studio with every week with $10,000 in a paper bag. And he could put it in the bank, because that would raise all kinds of red flags. So they made Dragon Slayer for that.
Dragon's Lair.
The old Dragon Slayer, yeah.
Yeah. That's wicked, dude.
But
that doesn't surprise
the also
me.
thing he told me is that apparently, and I didn't know this, the Secret of Nim, which apparently was like was the favorite thing for a lot of people there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, the thing is though is apparently they only made that, it only cost them $6 million to make. Now, granted, this was back in the '80s, so I don't know what it will be after inflation, but it would still be a lot less than a lot of CGI stuff he was making back in the day. That's been made for, like, he's just like, like a movie that's been made for $300 million, and it's all done being computers. And he says that he said that that it would actually be cheaper to animate it traditionally. At least that's what Mr. Blue says. But so someone asked him, and he finally made a point that I'm not sure I really agree with it, but what he said was that what he said was he basically really just obviously he's an old school 2D animator.
Yeah.
He really disdains the whole 3D thing. He basically says 2D animators, and I quote, are artists. 3D animators are puppeteers. Now, and he also claims that
Didn't we just have this argument with AI?
I know. It's like, actually, I found the clip that didn't upload, but anyway, I'd like to show you some of the photos I took because these are interesting.
Yeah, go for it. And
all right, why is this not? All right, so it's a little blurry, but do you see that? I'm not sure what that guy's supposed to be, but I thought it was really cool because there's always some guy walking around with wings. I thought she carried this off really well.
That's pretty cool.
There were a lot of Mandalorians walking around. This was interesting. These are all like high CGCs.
Mm-hmm.
Mike Choi, he had a really weird haircut. I'm not sure. I think this guy's from Encanto.
Yeah.
No, that's from that. That's not from Encanto. It's another one about the.
Yeah, we watched it like 100 times.
I know. Yeah. It's got some good songs in it. It's a good one.
Yeah, it's Disney.
Yeah.
Or is it Disney? I don't know. It's like, yeah, I know that one.
Yeah, this guy's on stilts, but it wasn't very good for us, so we can skip it.
Okay.
Nice.
Yeah, I asked this guy for a photo, but he couldn't hear me. Apparently, the speaking portal's in his ass.
Dude, this is my dream. Look, guys, I made this awesome, well, not as awesome as this, but Optimus Prime costume for Halloween a long time ago, and it was pretty lit. I made it in like 2 days out of cardboard. It looked pretty damn pimp. But my dream, my true, real dream, is to make an Optimus Prime costume that I can transform, that has actual wheels on it and batteries, and drive it around.
Oh shit! Have you seen the? There are a few kids that have that, like, not drive around, but they actually would like transform.
Yeah.
Look at that. That's hilarious.
Yeah, I like these paintings. They're more Mandalorians. Yeah, you guys mentioned that there was something going on with CGC. I never got the full details. Like, apparently there's some sort of like internal squabble.
Well, they're doing a lawsuit now against an employee.
Oh, all right. Well,
no, I think Avery knows more about it than I do, actually.
Yeah, by the way, this one's. Hold on, let me flip this over. Yeah, I saw these and I'm like, holy shit! I mean, are you telling me that New Mutants, this copy of New Mutants is worth $3,800?
If it's that graded.
Well, yeah, it's 9.8, and
it's the first appearance of.
Yeah, that was in the 50-cent bins for years.
That 6.0. That 6.0 Amazing Spider-Man 300 for $600 is dope. Like, that's a good one. And that Stan Lee, that's a good Stan. I mean, I hate that it's on Gwenpool, but that Stan Lee signature is really nice.
Yeah, and the Amazing Spider-Man on the right, that was worth $400, I think.
Yeah, is that Larson? Is that a Larson? No.
No.
Is that a Limb? Like, he didn't do the cover, but is that a Larson, Andrew?
I think that's first Hobgoblin, isn't it?
Yes, one of the first appearances of the Hobgoblin. I don't think it's his first, but it's a classic cover.
Andrew, Andrew, I wish wish you were there. Wish you were there you wish you were there today. I would have loved to pick your brain about all this stuff. Because that's $3,800.
If you have it graded in that condition, it's
and that's also a signed edition. So.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, the yellow label is.
Yep.
Oh, that's right. I didn't even notice. I didn't even notice that. I thought that was a watermark. All right. Well.
Yeah, I had like this is every time I see these issues like this one in the first appearance of Cable, I get like heart palpitations because like these were absolute. I had a couple of copies of each of those, like 2 or 3.
That's the first appearance That's the first appearance of Deadpool, apparently.
Yeah.
Yes.
No wonder it's expensive.
The thing is, though, until very recently, it was worthless.
Right.
That book used to bounce around in 50-cent bins for over a decade.
All right, and
I wanted that shit back then.
All right, another guy with wings. I don't know who he's supposed to be.
He's from My Hero Academia.
Anime. I don't care. Oh, that's interesting, actually. Yes, and I'm Japanese. I should care, but I don't. This is interesting, actually. Apparently, this was there was a big line. There was a big to do about this. 3D photography.
I've seen that.
They would take your photo and make a little figurine out of it.
Yeah, they're at every con. They do a lot of cool stuff. KG says he's looking forward to the Deadpool 3 movie. I am too. I actually I have heard through the grapevine that because Marvel is such a shit show right now, and Disney is they're finally starting to freak out a little bit, that they're like kind of banking on Deadpool. So I think they're gonna try to pull out all the stops. Now I don't know if that's gonna do any good because they're still unable to make a really good movie right now.
All right. Well, this year's a sign of the coming apocalypse. Taylor Swift comic books.
Oh God, by Ali Garza, really? Ali Garza is a great artist too. He's a good dude. Like I don't know if that's the same booth.
It was the same booth. Well, I think. Well, it was the same booth. I don't because if you look down, it was displayed on his booth.
Ali Garza was he was kind of like a really hot up and comer in the 90s, man. Like he was pretty good. He was doing a lot of good stuff.
There was a big line for this guy for this like a life-size thing. The statue of the Hulk.
That's pretty cool. I never thought Hulk should have a tiny waist. I always thought he was like bulky and kind of fat muscle, you know.
Well, anyway, so here's some close-ups of Taylor Swift.
God.
Yeah, well, I mean, she's complaining about people. Well, I'm not gonna go there, but.
Well, what was it? I heard the other day, like someone was saying that she's a CIA asset.
That was me.
There are some people with way too much time on their hands, man, and come on, guys, she's not that good. I mean, anyway, another guy in a still don't care. This was like a remote control car race. I'm not sure who this is supposed to be. I thought it was Falcor, but then I realized no one remembers the never-ending story.
That's from Avatar: The Last Airbender. It's Appa.
Oh well, I don't care then. Cars, more theme cars. Apparently, Captain America has a car, which I did not know, but I suppose he would need it. Although that seems like a bit over the top for Captain America. I thought it was supposed to be a very humble guy. Exterminate! That's those are, when I die, I want those words carved on my tombstone.
Exterminate.
Yes, and I don't even like Doctor Who, but I like the Daleks.
Here lies Zach, death by plunger.
Yeah,
yeah.
I like their philosophy. I like their philosophy towards life.
They're space Nazis.
Yeah, like I said, I'm just joking. No. Or am I? More Daleks.
That's cool.
He's a Dalek.
No, actually, she guys, please follow her. Basically because like when I told her I was gonna show this on a podcast, she spent like 5 minutes trying to convince me to she really wants they really want publicity.
No, you
Reach
don't
out,
say.
I'll follow you. All right, so
I will not follow.
well, no, they want to follow us. So
I bet they do.
yeah. This is a commissar.
Yeah.
Here's a funny thing, and this is commissar from 40K next to a Mandalorian. That sound you hear is me is the geek part of my brain melting down. Apparently there's always a Star Wars bar there. I didn't take a whole lot of photos there because honestly it's kind of old.
Wait, is that a Star Wars bar?
Yeah. Well, they were serving. I'm not sure if they were alcoholic drinks, and I didn't really want to look because sci-fi themed drinks always make me a bit nauseous. They're always really sweet or they're really sour.
Mm-hmm.
Probe.
That's cool.
Yeah, it was on wheels.
It really looks like the MegaCon this year was pretty big.
It was actually. It got pretty big. I signed up for a raffle to get like apparently a Nerf dart gun. The guys from the Ripperverse were there.
Oh, cool.
I didn't
Avery,
see.
Fish.
I didn't say anything.
Legoland. I like this. There's my man Bluth. Hold on.
You start with the videos. Don't play the audio. We can't hear it anyway. He turns it up.
He had it up. He had a problem with his audio. So
don't play the audio on those movies, Zach. We can't hear it anyway. So
all right.
It just makes it hard to hear you.
And there's Mr. Shooter.
Yeah.
There was actually a line to see him. I was surprised. Like last year, there wasn't. There's a
Mike Zack artwork behind him.
What was that?
With Mike Zack artwork behind him.
Well, yeah, wouldn't you put Mike Zack artwork behind him?
Yeah. It's like, this is the page I chopped up of Mike Zack's and glued back together in a different.
We were taking more photos, guys, but my phone was running out of power, so I had to shut it down. And there's a Sister of Battle, and apparently there is a Warhammer movie and TV series in the works on Amazon.
Yeah, Henry Cavill.
Yeah, but apparently it might be based on the Caiaphas Cain novels, which is going to be cool. Anyway, that's all I got for you. So
right.
That's
cool.
awesome, man. I'm glad you had a good time, dude.
Yeah, it looks fun.
Well, no, that's it. Yeah.
We gotta get Dusty to a con. He's never been to one.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It would have been great to go to the Ripperverse booth and talk to the Saska sisters.
Avery.
About their movie career.
Anyway, Todd, I found the relevant clip that I wanted to tell you about, but but since we can't hear, I'm just gonna email it to you. All right?
Okay.
I'll text you. So basically, he's basically saying that that 2D animation rules, 3D animation he doesn't really care for. But the thing about 2D animation is that there are a lot of people there who wanted to do it. He says point blank, it's all about drawing. If you can't draw, you can't animate.
Right.
And I remember thinking, my friend Todd was an animator. I'd like to hear what he thinks about it. I mean, I'm kind of pissed that you can't hear it, but
I halfway agree, because it's not just knowing the tool. Like Don Bluth is also he's also a different generation, so he's never tried to 3D animate. You know what I mean? So
right.
It's just a different tool. There is something. I'm old school, so there is something magical about pencil and paper that I don't think anything else is ever going to be able to match.
Well,
I think you can't the human mind and the human hand has developed like millions of different artistic styles,
Right.
and I don't think you can do that as easily with pure computers, at least right now. Right.
Well, anyway,
That said, it has its place in the production pipeline. I mean, I use computer generated image all night and day, dude. Like, I absolutely have no problem with it. So.
Well, anyway, Todd, I just emailed you the video. So.
Oh, good. Cool. Thank you.
So maybe when you get a chance to listen to it and maybe respond to it.
Sure.
I would really like to hear your opinion, actually.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
But yeah, no, it was interesting. He's a really funny guy. He's a really gentle person. I got the impression that he was a really, really gentle person. I mean, just the way he talked, he was like everyone's favorite grandfather. But and yeah, he also told some stories. It was pretty crowded there. MegaCon was crowded. I mean, that was the only panel I went to. There were a few others. There was a panel for Alyssa Milano, but there wasn't a very long line for that one for some reason. I saw a booth for. Do you remember that? Do you remember that TV show Farscape that was on Sci-Fi Channel back when it was still a Sci-Fi?
It was a great one, man. Jim Henson.
Yeah.
Production, man.
Well, the actress who played Chiana had her own booth on the floor.
Oh, Chiana.
Yeah, and I've seen her there a few times. That's basically like.
Sorry.
Sounds like you really feel.
I liked Claudia Black.
I love Claudia Black too, but man, you give me a blue-skinned alien chick, and I'm.
Oh yeah.
No,
baby.
Yeah.
She was the gray-skinned one, actually.
Well, yeah, close enough.
Yeah, so she was there, and wanted to take a photo of her.
I think Doc is just saying that he's colorblind when it comes to these things.
Well,
I'm colorblind when it comes to beautiful alien women. What can I say? I love them all. I love to love, baby.
All right. Well, I wanted to take a photo of her, but apparently, she said, sorry, I need money for that. And I said, okay, yeah, so that's probably a big chunk of her income right there. I mean, that's the thing. You get on a show like Farscape, and you can basically go to cons for the rest of your life and live off that.
I would be.
I wonder
so
if I could
happy.
charge money for people taking photos of me.
God, I would be so happy just to be in a couple B sci-fi movies and just hit the con circuit for the rest of my life.
Right?
Fuck,
Yeah.
dude. I mean, talk about
easy
just like
street,
a
man.
dream come true. Honestly, like I'd be so happy.
It is kind of like an easy street thing, isn't it?
It's not even that. I love B sci-fi. Well, Farscape's not B sci-fi, right? But anything, anything that's just like
Like
it's
a
just
good
my
cold
favorite,
hit,
man.
like it was.
Yeah. Anyway, so so that was my trip to MegaCon. I have a ticket for tomorrow, but I'm probably not going to go because I didn't reserve parking for Saturday, and I don't really like going to Orlando unless I absolutely have to, because driving through Orlando is basically like, I don't know how familiar you guys. I mean, it's like driving through Orlando is like driving through New York City or Baltimore. You take your life in your hands because everybody thinks he's a Formula One. Everyone's a Formula One. Everyone's like a race car driver on meth. So you have to you need eyes in the back of your head, or otherwise you're going to get bumped.
Yeah, it's amazing how all these cities, it's like, it always starts with like, you're taking your life in your hands.
No, it's not. It's not the gunfire. It's just like the drivers are crazy. It's like I mean, look. Growing up in New England, you learn very quickly that when you cross the border into Massachusetts, you go through as fast as you can, because Massachusetts drivers have earned the reputation for being assholes. There's a reason why they're called massholes. But but no, it's interesting. There were a lot of Mandalorian costumes running around, for obvious reasons. A lot of anime characters that I didn't know and I don't care about. A lot of boys dressed up like that guy dressed up like that kid from like One Piece or whatever it is, because it's easy to it's an easy costume to put together. You just put on a top and Goofy or whatever it's called. It's an easy costume. You just put on a pair of shorts, tank top, or orange hat, and a pair of flip flops.
I liked it. I liked the Netflix show. I thought it was good.
I
appreciated it.
A lot of comics. Artist Alley was kind of tucked in the back, as it always is. There was a booth for Mark Silvestri, but he was out, and I didn't feel like waiting around.
Oh, Mark Silvestri was there. That's cool.
Yeah.
Silvestri's dope, man. That guy is still a freaking legend.
Yeah, and what else? Yeah, there weren't any. Yeah, so I'm probably not going to go tomorrow. So if you guys know anyone in the Daytona area who wants a free ticket to MegaCon, have them DM me.
So Andrew, how did you go to MegaCon?
Yeah, I wanted to ask you about that. Yeah.
Yeah, how'd it go?
So now for the other side of the coin.
Please.
I've decided I will not go back to MegaCon unless I have a booth because it's not worth it.
Really? What happened?
Oh, it was. Let's just say, this is probably the second time in history that I've gone to a comic book convention and bought absolutely nothing.
Really?
Didn't buy a damn thing.
Why?
Well, first off, I had a very hard time finding anybody selling comics. There
Really?
was probably 6 vendors like in the middle area somewhere, and that was it. Everybody else had posters, prints, T-shirts, Funko Pops, had everything but comics.
Yeah, Casey's like that a lot too, man. It's like
nope.
I'll go to a couple big places.
I'll go to small cons, local cons, and I'll go to Heroes Con. That's it. No, this was a. I didn't tell my son this, but it was a huge waste of time for me. But I spent some time with him and had a good time. We spent time and had a good time, and it wasn't bad.
Good, man, though. I mean, that's what it's about.
Yeah. I mean, we bonded, like we're supposed to. But he found some Lego minifigures, or I should say, he found some knockoff Lego minifigures.
Yeah.
He found some bootleg DVD sets that he was looking for and was happy with. He bought some other stuff, but he didn't. He was specifically looking for some Disney Lorcana cards, and other than packs, there was nobody selling singles. I was looking for comics, slabs, and Conan magazines for one of my customers. The only person I found that actually had magazines had a whole box of them and wanted $10 a piece for them. It's like, you guys are out of your fucking mind. So the price, the one table that I found that had dollar comics were literally quarter comics that they marked up to $1. No bags, no boards, just shoved in a box. It's like, nah, it's all right. Forget it.
Yeah. Yeah. Casey's a lot like that too, man. It's all merch, like even to the point where last time I went, it's like the booths were in the same place. It's just the same dudes and the same mystery boxes. Like that's like half of the damn
mystery
floor.
boxes.
It's like the huge mystery box thing, And then there's the bootleg DVD guy right across from them, and then there's the guys with the vintage toys, and
Now I was kind of impressed. One of the things they did is in a section of Artist Alley, it was literally 2 tables back to back, where they had a couple artists on one side and a couple artists on the other side, and then that was it. You walk, and then there was 2 more tables, and you keep walking. You could walk on either side, going down. So they were kind of like in their own little islands instead of in a row. Yeah. And Todd and Avery will know this guy, but I was kind of proud to see Dave DeWanch was there, and he was set up right next to Jay Lee.
Really?
I have no idea why, or maybe it was just a luck of the draw or whatever. But I was like, damn, that's good positioning, good seating.
What's up, Galaxy Rider? How are you? Welcome. Good seeing you. Happy Friday. Happy Nerd Den. We're talking about Zach and Andrew went to MegaCon in their own. It was different days?
Yeah, I went yesterday.
I went today.
And had completely different experiences. It's really funny.
Well, he goes because he likes the pop culture experience. I'm actually going for specific things and didn't find shit. So
I'm sorry.
Right.
But I'm curious, Zach, how much did you pay for parking?
Well, I prepaid for Friday, and it was $20.
Okay. Well, Mike and I I did a really bad job of planning ahead for this trip because we know where the convention center is, and of course Zach will tell you it was on the other side from where it was last year. So it was on if you're going down International Drive, it's on the right hand side instead of the left hand side.
There's actually another con running there right at the same time.
Yeah.
Cal
Well, I wanted to take the expressway exit off of I-4 and come around to where it's closest to the back parking lot for the other side. Well, I got off too early, so I went down on International Drive, and the traffic was backed up at that exit. And when we finally got up to where it splits off and becomes International Drive, there was no traffic whatsoever. We drove all the way down International Drive scot-free. So it was really weird. But we didn't prepay for parking, and I didn't realize you needed to. We ended up going all the way down to the interstate, doing a U-turn and coming back, and stopping at the very first public parking spot we saw, which was literally the convention center. And then there's a big ass hotel, and then there was an empty lot right next to the hotel. Yeah. And we turned in there, and it was $29.
Oh God.
And yeah, so it wasn't bad. Wasn't bad, but I literally paid for the gas, for the food, and for parking, and it cost me $100. So
yeah, that's another reason why I'm probably not going to go tomorrow, because
in other words, I really
need to save money right now.
Saved a lot of money by not spending any money.
Wow. Yeah. Well, what else did you get anything? Like, do you have anything to show for tonight, Andrew?
Not only do I not have anything to show for it, including the fact that they ran out of badges. We literally had to have a wristband on because they ran out of badges.
Jeez. Well, I mean, that sounds like it was pretty popular.
Well, Andrew,
I liked going. The last couple of years, I've liked going on Thursday because it's more of the calmer day. This Thursday, it was jam-packed and busy as shit, and I was having difficulties with my eyes because I have two sets of glasses. One pair that I wear that allows me to see the screen in front of me, and then I have another pair that allows me to see beyond that. So I'm constantly having to switch my glasses in order just to see where I'm going. And it was extremely difficult walking through the show, trying to see things and pay it. Because like if I saw something and I stopped to look at it, I couldn't see it anymore. So I had to switch glasses. And then if I walked away, I couldn't see where I was going. And fucking getting old, man. So sorry.
Hey, Andrew, when you were there, can I ask, I noticed two things. I wonder if you saw it too. First off, a lot of the merch art that was being sold, like a lot of for like how there are artists that go there and they'll still sell their versions of different characters.
Yep.
Both manga and anime. I noticed that a lot of them were a lot more X-rated this year than they were last year. I mean, like there are more images of like Spider Woman or of Gwenpool or Wonder Woman, topless, or various anime characters. With only a few strategic pieces of cloth to.
Dusty, we're going to MegaCon.
That's not uncommon, but I honestly didn't really pay attention to any of that. I walked through a portion of Artist Alley, but that was not what I was there for, so I didn't really pay attention to what was around. So I just checked out who was there and then moved on.
Well, I noticed
I really wasn't paying attention to it, and anybody who has like manga prints and all, I just completely bypass.
Yeah, well, I mean, I noticed that. I mean, there were a bunch of guys who were selling images of Power Girl, Wonder Woman, so on and so forth. Basically, like one step up from porn. Is basically what it looked like. A lot of cross shots. Not that I'm complaining, although to be honest, because I'm a bit of a
guys go there to check out, so it's not uncommon.
Well, the other thing I noticed also, and I wonder if you noticed too, is that there were a lot of kids there. I mean, a lot of people with kids. It's like I'm walking around and there were, a lot of moms with babies, and so on. A lot of people, a lot of dads taking their kids there. I mean, did you notice that also? Because
honestly, no, I wasn't paying attention to anybody. I notice
when Andrew goes to cons, he's like in the zone. Like it's like it's like a work thing. He's like heads down, and he's
it's
like
definally a work thing. It's definitely a work.
He's like
thing.
heads down, and he's like going to town.
I mean, I looked at the vendors. Thing is, I don't know what I don't know what to look for when I'm buying back issues, and so, but you know, I saw some interesting stuff. I saw the $1 vendor you were talking about, and I kind of agree. I mean, like a lot of those books, they weren't sleeved. They were really low quality, and I could tell. Yeah, this guy's basically like he basically took boxes, took the stuff that he's taking all the stuff that he couldn't shift at a store, and it's just like marked it up a bit. That's what it felt like. You know, there were a few other places. You know, there was no Marvel booth there or DC booth.
I don't think they've had a booth in a minute, man. Like,
no, they don't. They actually stopped sending a booth to like the big one in San Diego because they couldn't afford it.
I don't even know if they do a booth in New York, and then they're both based out of New York.
And I saw the you know, there was one for Zenoscope, you know, for like Grimm fairy tales. I'm surprised that's still around.
Yeah, they're set up at every show.
Yeah. And there were some good comics. I mean, like I said, though, I go there mostly for the pop culture experience. I don't know. There was just there was a lot more low rent stuff there. There was a lot more low rent stuff there now. You know, like around Artist Alley, once you get away from like the main lanes, you know, a lot of people like selling kind of like anime knockoffs. You know, anime place cloths, anime, you know, blow up dolls, whatever. It just looked really, really, really low rent. Okay. And one thing I do remember, though, I wish I took a photo of this. Bandai had a big Gundam set up, and there was actually a line for that. I tried to get in there twice, and the line went around like their booth.
Yeah, I think I'm looking forward to Heroes Con this year. Heroes Con is very much an artist con and a comic con. It's got a lot of that stuff too, but it's got more of the other stuff. And last year, I went for 2 days, right, Todd? Or a day and a half. I left halfway through.
I hope to stay longer this time.
Yeah, I'm hoping to as well, because I mean, the deals are always made in the end. So, but
I mean, yeah, there was There was a lot of Ghostbusters stuff, I guess, because of the new movie coming out, and yeah, that's it really. I mean, it's just, you know, it's very big floor, a lot of overpriced food, a lot of autographs, a lot of high prices for autographs.
Avery,
autographs, I don't care anything about.
Avery and Doc, you guys coming to Heroes Con? Zach, you guys coming to Heroes Con this year?
Where's Heroes Con being held?
Huh?
Hell,
Where's it being held?
Charlotte, North Carolina.
Dude, I hate driving to Orlando. You think I'm going to drive to North Carolina?
Fair enough.
Well, if you drove up to Jacksonville, you wouldn't have to drive to North Carolina.
Why is that?
Because I would be driving. I'm just saying. The offer's out there. I don't mind going with somebody. So
I'll think about it, dude.
All right.
When is it?
June 14 through 16. That's
it's usually around Father's
birthday.
Day weekend.
I might go. Yeah, you know, Andrew. Let me think about it. All right.
All right.
It's genuinely a lot of fun. I think between that and like maybe San Diego and New York is probably the best. I actually like Heroes Con more than I like New York.
You know, my favorite part of last year's Heroes Con was, Zach?
What?
I went ahead. Well, I had bought 2 tickets, one for me, and I was going to buy one for my son-in-law to come with me, but he wasn't able to go. So I went ahead and just put it in Todd's name. So I let Todd know that I went ahead and purchased his ticket for him. So, you know, no big deal. So I got there. When we got there, Todd had to go to the bathroom. He was like, you know, like a little kid standing there going, oh my God, I'm going to pee my pants. So I said, go to the bathroom. And when you come back, I'll try to, save you a spot. Well, I couldn't save him a spot. Not that I was going to anyway, but you know the deal. And so Todd goes and gets in line, and he gets up to the lady, and he gives her name, and she's like, I have no record of you whatsoever. And he's like, what? Drew told me he bought a ticket and put it in my name. And I'm like, yeah, I did. I know I did, maybe. So she starts looking, and she's looking for Wanish. She can't find Wanish. And she goes, what's your first name? Let's look by your first name. He goes, Todd. And he goes, oh, here you are. Some idiot who has known this man for over 30 years misspelled his last name on the reservation for the ticket. Oh well, shit happens.
It took quite a while to figure
Yeah,
out.
it was.
You would think that would be
it
the
was
kind of
bad.
thing that would happen enough where the people would be like, oh, well, maybe it's misspelled, like
Yeah.
a common occurrence, but apparently
No, I don't think people misspell their names. That doesn't happen as often as you'd think.
There was actually one thing at the con that I wanted to mention. There was a big setup apparently for Labyrinth, the David Bowie movie, and they had a guy there dressed up like Jareth, and you could take photos with him and whatnot. But I remember this one because it had one of those in this house we believe signs posted right in the front of the booth. Except there was like in this booth we believe et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. It was all rainbow colors and all that. And I remember thinking, why would you put that there? I mean, I guess fine, your beliefs are your beliefs, but why would you turn away potential customers for that? Why would you politicize this? I mean, they were literally, and I was surprised to see this because when I went in previous years, there were always like people, there was more of that stuff around, but this year, it was like it wasn't, there was no politics at all, which I found very, very, very refreshing. People literally parked their politics at the door and just came to have a good time. And you had this one guy this one group who put that put a in this house sign out front, and I'm thinking you're basically ruining the experience for people, because now once they see that, they're gonna have to think about all the stuff they don't want to think about.
Yeah, I mean, did they have a line or no line?
No, there wasn't a long line.
There you go.
But yeah, I mean, it was interesting. I liked it. I had fun. I'm not going tomorrow because, it depends. After we're done, I'm going to take a look at the schedule for tomorrow, and if they have anyone interesting showing up, then maybe. But once you've seen the main floor, you've seen the main floor. I mean, the vendors don't really change from day to day. Saturday's always the worst day. Also, it's like shoulder to shoulder. It's like a giant sardine can in there, and parking can be complicated.
If you had somebody to drop you off and pick you up, it would be so much easier. It
would be so much easier, but I don't at the moment.
Yeah.
All right, Drew. I will strongly consider leaving the great state of Florida, the freedom state, the sunshine, America's great dangling wang.
Well, I'm gonna stay in Todd's guest room. I don't know where the hell you're gonna stay, so you've got to figure something out.
we could put them up too.
All right.
You got a garage, right?
A basement. From the basement.
I will consider leaving the state that looks like either like a failed attempt at masculinity or the handle of a gun, or North Carolina, which to my knowledge is known for barbecue and banks.
Honestly, if somebody else wanted to go, Avery, I have no problem coming and picking. I know.
Stop asking.
I've told you before, if you wanted to go and just hang out with Todd and not go to the convention,
I don't want to be stuck in a car with you for that long. I don't want to fucking stay at Todd's place. No
dude, stop! Don't ruin it for me. I'm potentially getting another friend to come with me. Don't ruin it for me.
Hey, team. Hey, nerds. KG is asking, any of you D-gens going to East Denver end of the month?
Hell yeah, boy!
we are booked.
We are. We're going to ETH Denver. We're gonna So one of the things that's been happening at Club AF over here, like we've been just fucking slammed. It's been great, but there's so many things that we're working on. We're actually taking a trip out to San Francisco. And was it, Dusty? 2 weeks?
About 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is definitely one of those things where it's gonna be a lot of fun. So we're gonna do that, and then we're gonna go from San Francisco. I fly back here, and then was 2 weeks. 2 weeks later,
I like 10 days, something like that. Yeah.
And we're gonna be I think we're gonna be crashing with Doc. Although right now it looks like we'll be sleeping in a park somewhere.
I'm working on it. Hey, I'm looking right now. I think I found us a spot too.
Oh, good. Good.
Yeah.
My wife will be happy. So, KG, are you going? Galaxy, you going? Who's going? Oh, tell me. I mean, I'm wondering if you're going because you're asking the question. But yeah, I'm actually really excited. I've never been to Denver. I've never been to Colorado. KG says nice.
KG's
you there.
going.
We're gonna have a party, man. That's gonna be a blast. I can't wait. IRL. Hell yeah.
IRL nerd din.
Yeah, we'll have to arrange something. Maybe we'll start putting a little group together in AF too to see who's coming, and arrange some hangout times. But yeah, man, I've never been to Colorado, never been to Denver, but I really do enjoy blockchain conferences. They're a lot of fun. We did NFT NYC last year, and I've gone to NFT NYC really, I think last 2 years, and so doing Denver, and then I don't know, man. There's so many between the challenges between the blockchain conferences and the pop culture entertainment conferences. It's every month, man. I could I could easily book myself solid through August.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so I'm kind of I'm trying to balance it out. KG
nice,
says we're running an Undead Blocks tournament for $7,500 on March 1st in Blockchain Arcade. Oh crap!
Sweet.
Cool, man. Save that money for me. Undead Blocks is awesome, man. I love it. Yeah, so we're yeah, man. Are we doing what? So where else are you going, Doc? You're still thinking about where are you going after Denver?
Probably GDC. If things pan out, then I definitely need to go there for my stealth mode mission.
Yeah. Are you going to NFT NYC?
I don't know. When's that?
April 3rd.
Probably not. Yeah. Not if I go to GDC. I mean, I can only, get away, do these things so much. So not likely. I mean, unless something magical, amazing happens. But I think on the trajectory that I'm on with trying to do what I'm trying to do, if I were to go to another one this year, it might be Consensus. Huh?
Consensus. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Not a Decon?
No, because I need to do business. So
what's the difference between? Well, let me ask you this, because
I don't know. I'm not hooked up in the Gary V world. I don't know what happens there.
Yeah, well, that was actually going to be my question, because I'm still trying to figure out what the convention, which are the good conventions for us to go to, and I don't know, you convinced me on ETH Denver, and I think that I definitely think it's going to be great. KG says, yep, hitting GDC, Consensus, Bitcoin Nashville.
Bitcoin Nashville? That could be interesting.
Rare Evo.
I got a buddy down that way. Rare Evo looks good.
I don't even know. I've never heard of Rare Evo.
Me either. Somebody asked me if I was going the other day.
We need to put a master list of the good cons to go to, because it's going to be you could go from Heroes Con to Consensus to
yeah, dude, it's a whole summer, man. And then there are those people that have the work for the companies that just have redonkulous money,
yeah,
and just sponsor them to go jump, point to point to point, conference to conference. It's pretty wild.
Yeah, we used to do that with Marvel a little bit, and that was a lot of fun. But yeah, like I would love. I mean, which do you think would be like? What's the difference? Have you been? I haven't been to Consensus or VCon.
I haven't been to Consensus.
Like, what do you know? What the vibe difference is?
I think. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, they kind of expanded from the Cardano thing. Yeah, I think that VCon's more like, I think, focused on the maybe end user and maybe a little more general purpose.
Okay.
Where Consensus is more of a industry con, but it's not like developer nerdy maybe as ETH Denver. I don't know. I've not been there, but I mean, if I had to guess, I mean, it's huge. It's humongous. But yeah, I think VCon's more like an experience type of thing rather than like business of blockchain type stuff.
Okay, more of like a con, like a.
I think
like
so.
A comic convention, but for blockchain kind of.
I think so. I mean, let's see what they had going on last year.
The reason, I mean, obviously, I'm asking because, like, you know, we're still kind of figuring out our schedule for the year, and of course, we've got like Web3 Comic Con this year as well. Again, and you know, I'm totally down to do as many cons as we can within reason and making sure that it's like business oriented. You know what I mean? Like my job really. And you know what Dusty and I do, and I'm sure what we all do is like we're there for, you know, making connections and like really expanding our network and partnerships and collabs and stuff like that. Right? I'm not really. I mean, maybe it's an age thing too, but I'm not really going to. I mean, I'll party, but I'm not going explicitly to party.
Yeah, of course. It's business, but I mean, like you kind of have to do that because that's where the real deals are made.
Well, yeah, sure.
VCon's more intersection of just like it's Web 2 and 3 and, you know, like more like known brands. Like I'm looking at last year, it's like people from MTV, but there's like some NFT people, there's writers, fashion, all that kind of stuff, more pop culture-y stuff.
So yeah. For us, that might actually be more important, right? For adults.
Oh, as far as like for actually like participating in it.
Well, I don't know. Yeah. A different like this year. This is what like we're not planning. I don't think we're planning on doing a booth anywhere this year, right? But as we grow, these things become more and more important.
Definitely,
right?
Yeah. I think VCon would be a good spot for that.
And I don't know. I honestly, and this is just so. I have a love-hate thing with booths. Like I had booths at New York Comic Con, and like I've done all of that. And the pro of having a booth is that you definitely get people like checking out your stuff, and you get like people, you know, people come up and you're kind of the focus because it's your booth, right? Yeah. But the con is that you're kind of stuck there because it's your booth. Yeah. And I have a lot of success walking around and meeting everybody just by going up to their booth. That I'm like, do I like unless we have like unless we're like merged out,
right?
You know what I mean? Like I really like honestly like New York NFT NYC. Like one of the things that I didn't really understand or not understand, but like thought it was a little bit of a fail on NFT NYC is like the people that had booths last year. Not all of them, you know, but generally my impression was that they kind of got it. I don't know if the dollar value is worth it because a lot of the bigger booths, of course, are bigger booths, but a lot of the smaller booths, they're just like little coffee tables with some cards on it.
Yeah.
Right. And they're just standing there. And you're like I actually felt like we got a better deal because we got to walk around and meet like way more people, you know?
Yeah. Well, I mean, you know what I think? I think like for what AF does and or even if like, you know, if some of the things that we've been talking about where we could have like this full package kind of delivery, I think it'd be much better suited at a like something like VCon or even like a larger. Damn, 30. Whoa, just check out the comments there. Yeah, I bet it's crazy.
$35K for a damn. KG says, "Damn, ETH Denver is $35K for a booth."
And that's probably just like a table with skirting, bro.
We said hell no.
Yeah. We'd be better off doing something where it's more like multi-purpose and it has not just Web3 people.
Yeah.
Because the whole point's to get it out there, right? I mean, like,
right.
if you just talk to a bunch of people who are already talking about the same crap, you know.
Well, that's why I was really excited last year when I started to see Web3 projects start to fade into San Diego Comic-Con. Because now all of a sudden they're starting to make product, they're starting to make plushies, they're starting to make comics, and they're starting to infiltrate and kind of like they're starting to go into the pop culture zone. You know what I mean? That's the dope. That's dope. Like I'm like, okay, I'm ready for that. Like,
yep, me too. You know, that's my thesis.
Yep. Yeah. I think it's going to be huge. I know it's going to be huge. You know?
Yeah, definitely. Which, by the way, I was on this is kind of cool. Kind of makes me feel like I'm a cool guy. I was on a call today.
Let's correct that, Doc.
Huh?
You're good.
I was on a call today talking about this kind of stuff with the blockchain student-led blockchain club at KU in Kansas, right? And they actually invited me to go out there and speak to their club, you know, and talk about the practical stuff, the practical stuff, business stuff, like the intersection of entertainment and all that kind of stuff, and why it's important, and entrepreneurship in blockchain. So, yeah,
awesome.
Man, yeah, that's pretty rad.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
You see, you get to already poison their minds. It's great. That's what it's about.
Yes, plant the seeds of their demise.
Plant the seeds of their demise. Oh, yeah, man, that's awesome. Congrats.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah, KG says we chased Drew away with the Web3 talk. LOL.
Hey,
I know we need to. Andrew, how are you? Checking in with Andrew. It's Andrew time.
I had a cat that needed to come into the room.
Hey, so guys, can I get your opinion on something?
Depends.
So, well,
shorter shorts, the better.
You don't want to see my thighs, trust me. But I mean, unless pasty white flab is your thing, in which case, coming at it, boys.
Don't pick on Doc's fetishes. Leave me alone.
Hey! I don't judge. I mean, I do judge, but I won't say it out loud. But I will talk shit. I will talk shit about you behind your back.
You guys have no idea what Todd's into, so don't even go there.
But no. So I looked at the schedule for tomorrow, and they actually have some interesting people there. Apparently the entire crew from the Ripperverse, including Chuck Dixon, is going to be at a panel. That might be worth going. That might be worth a drive to Orlando. No.
There's a lot of
somebody needs to get up there and ask them a question. What's your real opinion of EVS?
Yeah, really.
I'd be like, to the Suska sisters. Well, why did you guys actually make out for that?
All right. Well, there's also Sophie Boutella from the latest Zack Snyder movie, who I've always had a thing for. Well, I think she's a very good actress, and I think she's very fetching.
And she would probably love you.
I doubt that.
Just follow her and give her money.
If I had, dude, first off, I would never be a stalker because those guys. I mean, have you ever seen guys who are stalkers? They are some of the most pathetic human beings you could ever imagine. I mean, they are.
It's okay, Zach. We won't judge you here.
They are basement dwellers. And second, even if I wasn't kind to be that pathetic, I'm too damn broke to be a stalker. I mean, if you want to follow a celebrity around, that costs money, and I don't have money. So, no. But I don't know. There seem to be some interesting people there. So my question I'm asking is would it be worth going driving all the way back to Orlando, getting up at 5 a.m. so I can get to a parking garage and maybe have a chance of scoring an actual parking spot in order to see Rebel Moon, Sophie Boutella, Ming-Na, the cast from the Book of Boba Fett. Katie Seagal and Billy West. And
Even for Steven Seagal, maybe.
well, yeah, but
Billy West is awesome though, man. He's a you know.
apparently, holy shit, William Shatner's going to be there.
The Shat.
The Shatnerator is going to be there. Okay, you know what? I'm going. Just for that, I'm going.
Just the magic words.
Just
Well,
for,
look,
just for Billy Shatner.
Well, look, he's 80 years old. I might not get another chance. You know?
He's 90, dude. He's like 94, bro.
Yeah, he's in his 90s.
All right, well then I might not get another chance. I'm getting my ass down there.
That's why I paid. You know, I wish I would have done the autograph too, the combo. But that's why that's the only time I've ever paid for
All right, guys. So I'm
photo at a con.
I'm gonna go down there tomorrow just so I can see William Shatner in all his Canadian glory.
His Canadian glory.
Well, like I said, if you go past the convention, if you go down International Drive, go past the convention center, the hotel, turn in where the hotel parking is.
Yeah.
Past that gate is a big, huge lot.
Yeah, no, I know where I'm going to go. I just have to like get out of the house like really, really early to get there. I mean, yeah. So tomorrow is going to be all about the panels. I'll take more photos and I'll show them to you next week.
Sounds good.
Yeah, I mean, look, the Shat is going to be there. The Shat. I can't believe I just said that. All right.
So, Andrew, I'm curious. Do you have any new slabs to show?
Yeah.
Actually, I do.
I knew you would.
Bust it out.
Well, the sad part is I got 6 or 7 slabs that are part of my new collection, which means they're not going to the store. And then I got a couple that a guy brought into me for consignment, and we'll see how that goes.
Okay.
But I do have some new slabs.
Bring them up. Let's see it. Do you want me to put you on solo? Solo layout?
Sure.
Time for your close-up.
Mr. DeVille. All right,
That
so
Wolverine right there, that jungle book.
Yeah. So I told you guys how I've got a hankering for collecting a couple of 70s Marvel titles. This is one of the series I'm going to be collecting. This is
you got a classic Spider-Woman.
Through Spider-Woman from
That's awesome.
1978.
Number 1. Yeah, that's wicked.
It's a 9.0 copy, so it's a nice copy.
Such a good copy, man. Good job.
And what's funny about it is the series that I'm collecting, there's some that have significant key issues to them, like the Miss Marvel title that I'm collecting has like the first appearance of Deathbird, and of course it has the first appearance of Miss Marvel, but it also has the first appearance of Mystique from the X-Men, the Brotherhood of Mutants. So that's like a $300 book. So I'm not particularly interested in finding like a high grade. I just want a copy that's either graded or that I can grade. But I also got, hold on a second. I got 2 other Spider-Woman books. That series ended up going for 50 issues. So I now have 3 out of 50. But the next one I have is issue number 37. It's not a bad looking copy. It's a 7.0.
Who's the artist on these books?
Let's see. Chris Claremont was writing. Austin Wyack, Weiss, and Milgram and Springer on art, and Steve Leola did the covers.
Okay.
But this is actually the first appearance of Banshee's daughter, Siren.
Oh, interesting.
It was her first appearance in this issue. So, and then the other one I got was issue number 38 from the same series. It was an 8.0 copy. It's a really nice looking cover with her.
That's awesome.
Going up against
Look at those covers, dude.
I know. That's the whole reason why I'm collecting these. The covers are freaking awesome. So this series is 50 issues. There weren't any annuals, which is interesting. Went for 50 issues with no annuals, but that's all right. The next series that I'm collecting is Miss Marvel. I told you about that, but I've got 4 new copies of those books. Let me see. Let me put them in order, make it interesting. Got issue number 10. I already have issue number 5 slabbed, but this is issue number 10.
Wow.
Got Miss Marvel fighting off against MODOK, and you've got Deathbird there in the background.
That's cool.
Nice looking cover. Nice
Like
looking
that
cover.
Now these are all for you, private collection.
Yes, this is from my private collection. At least at the moment. You never know what'll happen. This is issue number 21. This is right after she got that new costume, that blue costume, the black costume with the yellow bolt, which is gorgeous.
This
is a 9.0 copy.
Yeah, that's a great cover, man.
It's a great looking cover. I know. This is issue number 22. This is her going up against Deathbird. It's a Deathbird appearance. It's a 7.5 copy, but still.
Nice.
Love it. Love it. And then the last one I have is issue number 23, which is the last issue in the series. It only went for 23 issues. And this is a 9.2 copy.
Wow.
So of the 23 issues in this series, I have 5 graded and 1 raw copy of issue number 7.
Now you're going to try to collect all of Spider-Woman and all of Miss Marvel?
Yep. Not just collect the issues, but have graded copies.
Yeah, why? What triggered the run desire?
Just the gorgeous covers. Just blown away. And I was telling Avery about this last week, is the fact that these titles were in the 70s, late 70s, 77, 79. So I was not collecting comics then. I was, I didn't start collecting till like 85.
Yeah, you were little.
Yeah, so none of these were comics that I bought and had an affection for, but I've seen them and just they're gorgeous. The other 3 titles that I'm collecting,
I'm the same way with that Tomb of Dracula stuff, man.
Yep. The other 3 titles,
I would buy all those graded if I could.
Yeah, you might have to. That's the crazy part. John Carter, Warlord of Mars, the Marvel run of that is the 3rd title I'm collecting. The 4th title is Tarzan, Lord of the Jungle, which I have issue number 1. Plus, I have a couple other random issues already graded. John Carter, it's like 18 issues or 19 issues in that series. I don't remember. I got it written down. But there's 2 issues that are valuable. Issue number 1, which I already have a copy of, graded. And issue number 11, which I don't know if I mentioned to you guys, is the first appearance of Deja Thoris in the Marvel run. Now, John Carter of Mars was published by Dell and Gold Key, but this was the Marvel run. And the issue 11 of John Carter of Mars with Deja Thoris on it has her in chains on the cover, and it's considered a bondage cover. She's a very bondageable character, so not unusual, but
bondageable.
Who's the artist?
I don't remember. I don't know, but it's an awesome looking cover. And then the other title I'm collecting, it's Amazing Adventures, but I'm only collecting the run from issue 14 to 39, which was the Killraven and War of the Worlds series.
Okay.
I already have several of those already graded. I have like 6 or 7 of them already graded, and I have a bunch ungraded already in my collection. So I will grade them as things progress. But let me show you the 4 books that I have on consignment. First up is Star Wars Heir to the Empire number 1. It's an 8.0 copy, but it is the first comic book appearance of Thrawn, as well as Mara Jade.
I really like that cover.
Oh, it's been a long time since I read that, man. I've read those so many times back in the day.
It's the
comics?
Huh?
The comics?
Yeah. The comics. Yeah. I never read the novels.
Another one that has some sentimental value is Disney's Gargoyles #1 from Marvel.
Oh man, I heard that they're making that show, remaking that show. I think.
Well, there's rumors they're going to make a live action one. I would
That's
prefer
right,
them to
that's
do
right.
an animated one, to be honest with you. But this
with
is,
Jonathan Frakes, he was one of the.
Yep.
Riker was one of the voices on that. I remember.
The original Swamp Thing book only ran for 24 issues.
The Alan Moore one?
No, the original.
Oh.
Here's one that Avery might like. It's Uncanny X-Men number
that cover.
133.
Nice.
This is the Wolverine versus the Hellfire Club.
Yep.
Now it's a low grade. It's a 6.0. It's still not bad.
Doesn't matter. Still look great on the shelf, dude.
It is gorgeous book. Gorgeous book.
Who did the
And
cover?
then what? Yeah. What?
Who did the cover?
John Byrne, of course, dumbass.
Oh, I didn't,
you know that.
That's what I figured, but
Wait a minute. Hold on a second. Hellfire Club. Oh, they're just appearances. It's not anybody's first appearance, but still an awesome cover. And last but not least, this is one that honestly I might buy for myself. But Transformers #1.
ooh,
Wow.
Now it's not a bad copy. It's a 7.5. But here's the thing. He also threw in a reader copy.
Oh,
And
wow.
the reader copy is in not bad condition to the point where I'm almost willing to invest in it, press it, and see what I get. You know,
I love. Can you show that cover again?
this is
Like-
Crazy Uncle Bill.
Yeah, Uncle Bill.
Yeah. The way that Optimus Prime is drawn there, and like the old like Marvel run, like the way that they're drawn. I remember my Transformers case did not. I had like a big Transformers case, right? And it was not drawn in the same style as the cartoon, even though it was like the case for the toys. It was drawn like the comics were. And I always thought that was really interesting.
Why
Yeah.
exactly would Cliffjumper be flying?
Because they didn't know, dude. He had no information on what it was about.
Oh,
Yeah.
right.
I mean,
Right.
literally, Optimus looks evil in this image. You know?
Yeah.
But
Before if I can find that case.
now I don't know if any of you guys are the new series from Image Comics. There's G.I. Joe, which this is issue number 303.
That's pretty sick.
Oh yeah,
This is
Andy
Andy
Adam.
Kubert. Yep. Or is it Andy or Adam?
Andy or Adam? Which one?
Freaking A. This is Andy. Sorry, got to give him
Wow.
proper credit.
I was looking at that last week while we were on some stream. I was just sitting here looking at it while y'all were yapping.
This one was actually pretty good.
Yeah.
Oh,
So far, Cobra Commander #1, the
It's a
only
new
issue.
take on Cobra Commander. Instead of yelling retreat, he shoots people who retreats.
Oh yeah, and
Oh yeah.
it's got Cobra Law in it,
Yep.
Oh, cool.
and yeah, and another series which I got issue #2 for
And Megatron.
is this one, which is I didn't want to spoil that,
Oh, sorry.
but Cobra Commander has Megatron in his basement, chained up.
Oh, that's the
you know.
new. I've heard nothing but good stuff about that.
This is what it is they're calling it the Ultron universe. What
See,
is
bro.
what is the power? Energon universe. Yes.
Jesus.
And all right, so you get some really great pages like this in this comic. A lot of
Yeah,
action.
that's the one that's been floating around.
This is Duke #1, but check out this image.
That's
pretty ball.
sick.
Yeah.
That's
Yep.
a great. That looks great, man.
And this is not our little kids comics, because literally the next page. Okay, so in this image, you see Duke ejecting out of a plane, and then you see another guy ejecting out of the plane.
Mhm.
The very next thing that happens is you see Starscream go like this, and the other guy is right in front of him, and then he goes squish and
Nice.
just squishes the guy and kills him.
All right, see you soon, KG.
So,
Okay, G.
Bye.
needless to say, this book is very well done, and I've enjoyed the hell out of it so far. It's been very cool. And just to give you a quick preview of what's coming.
It'll It looks like they're doing a better job than what IDW did, because
Oh hell yes, hell yeah.
IDW just slaughtered everything that what's his name?
Well,
that other company that had it, I can't remember.
He gets caught. He gets caught and thrown into prison, in the pit by Gun Ho and Stalker, and he's in the jail with Clutch, and in the cell next to him is the Baroness.
Oh, awesome!
And she looks hot. She's always looked hot. She's the Baroness, hands down, one of the greatest villains, just simply based on looks. Plus, she's got that accent.
Josh Blaylock's company. What was that?
You just like sexy girls in glasses.
Devils do.
Ain't nothing wrong with that. Oh, speaking of
just like sexy girls in glasses, bro.
Here's another one that's actually kind of fun. It's Disney's Lilo and Stitch.
I prefer Disno.
Disno. The funny part about this issue, Avery might get a kick out of this.
Lizzo and Stitch.
In the back,
Lizzo and Stitch.
There is the cover gallery, and there's dozens and dozens of different covers. This company, Dynamite, is just doing covers. They do a cover. They do a Virgin cover with no logo. They do another one where it's black and white, and so they have a bunch of different artists, and a lot of them are really, really great artists. Guess who was one of the artists who did an alternate cover for this issue? Buzz. I saw that. I was like, the fuck's Buzz doing a cover for Lilo and Stitch?
Getting work.
yeah, obviously. But the next series that they're getting ready to do, because they started off their line of Disney comics with the villains. They did Maleficent. They did Scar, which I bought the first issue. Wasn't really thrilled with it. It wasn't that great. And they did Cruella de Vil and Hades. They did a Hades series. The next series they're doing is Hercules, which actually looks kind of good. So we'll see. Right. But I picked it up because I like seeing what they're doing, and it always makes me chuckle that Disney, who owns a comic book company in Marvel, has to outsource their Disney properties to other companies.
Yeah, well,
I'm sure there's a reason for it, and I bet you it would be hilarious to know the reason. The true reason.
Yeah.
You know? But
yeah. They're just
so you guys want to hear some comic book store owning buying comic collection stories?
Let's do it.
Oh, we don't have much time, so I'll try to tell you.
No, you're good, happened. Man. You're good. I'm looking, I've got my Savage Dragon Blood and Guts.
Okay. So Saturday morning, this is part of the story Avery's heard. Saturday morning, one of the other vendors who does video games is a nice guy. I've never had a problem with him. Came down and he opened up the door and he says, "Hey, listen, I got a box or a bin of comics if you're interested in taking a look at it." And I'm like, "Okay, absolutely, no problem." So a little later on, I go down and I say hi to him, and come to find out he and his buddy have been buying storage units. And every now and then they'll find stuff that's good. And he was telling me they bought one storage unit for a couple $100 and got like over $500 worth of gold in it. And they were thrilled. And they had this plastic bin of comics. And I'm like, all right, let's take a look. And I mean, I looking. Now, I was telling Avery, anybody that buys comics like this is always looking for that mint, always looking for that gold, that diamond.
Yeah, amazing. Yeah. Superman #1.
You think the person has no idea what they've got, but they've got something, and it might be very valuable. So he takes the lid off of this bin, and I get an immediate contact high from the mildew.
Oh shit!
You know this bin came out of a storage unit, which means there had to be some moisture in there. And I'm like, oh, I'm already can feel it. Okay, so I'm already like thinking to myself, at the most, these are going to be quarter comics. There's a good chance if I made him an offer on it, I'd be buying a bin of mulch, literally. So I started pulling out the books, and I'll be honest with you, some were in bags. Some of them had like 5 or 6 comics in a single bag. I did not pull them out and go through all of them, but I just pulled them out and started going through them. A lot of 80s stuff, 90s stuff. There was some decent looking stuff in there. But then I came across a New Mutants 98. And I just went past it real quick. Because, I mean, I know what it is. You guys know what it is. But I have no idea what the condition of it's going to be. There's no way it's going to be a high grade copy of New Mutants 98. It's just not. Right. But
so wait, just to clarify, what is New Mutants 98?
First appearance of Deadpool.
Right.
All right. It's a couple $1,000 book right now.
Same book we saw Zach have earlier on screen.
Yeah. So, and I go through some more. And at one point, I reach down and I grab a stack of comics and I can feel moisture. So I know there's been moisture in this bin. Okay. There's a really good chance this whole bin is nothing but compost, but there's potential in there. Then I also saw a Secret Wars number 8, which is the first appearance of the black suited Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Now, granted, that one's a collector item. It's worth a little bit of money, not a lot of money, but a little bit of money. But here's the thing: once again, I have no idea what the condition of all these books is going to end up being.
Now, did you? Now, just as a question, you're flipping through the bin. Did you actually take them out so you could feel if they were dry or?
Well, they were in a large plastic bin. It was like 2 huge stacks of comics in a plastic bin. Mm-hmm. There's really not. There's no flipping through it. I grabbed a bunch at a time and pulled them aside and looked at them, and then ended up putting them back in.
But you did take them out to flip through them.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I said to the guy, listen, there's potential in this bin, but with the condition, this could be worth absolutely nothing. But I'm willing to take a chance. I'll offer you $50. Okay. Now, honestly, if these all end up being quarter comics, I may have to sell every single one in order to make back $50. But there's a potential chance, right? And he said, okay. He said, listen, if it was up to me, I'd take it. But I got a buddy. I got to run it by him. And I'm like, okay, no problem. Just let me know. So the next day, and this is how this story ends. Sunday, I go back down. I see he's still got the bin sitting there. No big deal. So I wait till it's a little quieter, and then I go back down and I go, hey, how's it going? And I said, did you talk to your buddy? He says, I did. And this is not word for word what he said, but it's very close to what he said. Mm-hmm. And he says, my buddy says no. And I go, okay. He says, $50 is not enough. I go, okay, well, what does he want? And let's see if I can meet him. He says, he doesn't know. He doesn't, you have no idea what he wants. Nope, he just knows $50 is not enough. And I said, okay, bye. Turned around and started to walk away. Now, supposedly, he was telling me that he, in another one of their buying storage units, he had gotten more comics, but that he had bought them, so they're his. And he's like, wait, I have my own comics to sell you. I'm like, okay, fine. And I just kept walking. I really am not in a mood to play games with people, especially when they don't know shit about what they got. And honestly, the $50 I offered was a gift. And if they think they can get better, go for it. Do it.
Yeah, you can't, it's like
when you open that bin and all of a sudden the smell hits you.
The mildew.
Yeah.
Like you're going to have yellow.
I honestly should have just walked away.
Even on even on a book that's dry, it could have like yellow pages now.
Yep.
Warping.
I had a lady one time come in with a box of DVDs, and I know she got these either out of a storage unit or out of the trash. Okay. Mm-hmm. And I'm opening them up, and some of them are wet, some of them are dirty. I opened up one and a cockroach ran out of it, and I said, nope, take it back. I said, nope, I don't want any of it. Nope, just get out of here. Nope.
Yeah.
But then I do have 2 good stories. about buying collections.
Okay.
I'll tell you the second one. I'll tell you the second one last, but the first one or the next one, kid came in with a box of comics. Most everything in the box was bagged and boarded. And as soon as he walked into the store, I said, "Hey, I know you." He said, "Yeah, I've been in here before." I said, No, you have credit with me." And he says, "I do." And I said, "Yeah, your name's John, right?" And he said, "Yeah, John D." And I said, "Yeah, you got like $18 worth of credit still left." And he totally had forgotten. He had traded in books last year, and I kept track of it and knew exactly how much he had and knew how much, I know exactly.
You're such a good person, man.
I am. And then he was telling me that he's in the process of moving. And he had previously we did trade, and he was looking for cash. And I said, okay, well, I said, listen, if you need it, you have $18 worth of credit with me. I will cash you out and like give you $15 for it. That way you don't have to, get anything. You can just take cash, and I'll make us even. And he was like, "You would do that?" And I said, "Absolutely. I mean, if you need it, I mean, come on." And he's like, "Okay, well, let me show you what I got." And then he went and looked at some other stuff. And what he ended up doing is, I bought the comics from him, gave him money, and he was really happy about that. But then he bought a couple of things that ended up coming to pretty much what his credit was. So I just paid him for the box and zeroed out his credit. No big deal. But he had some graphic novels in the box, which included, I'll show you guys real quick. The comics were a lot of modern books. But Todd, he had all 6 issues of Ambassadors, first prints.
Oh, nice.
And issue 1 and issue 2 are both like $20, $15 books. So I actually got to read that whole series, which ended up being pretty good. He had like all 5 issues of Nemesis Reloaded. So I got to read that, and that was really good. And he had a bunch of other stuff, just some random stuff that easily can be made into bundles and sold. Not a problem. No problem whatsoever. But he had a copy of Batman, The Three Jokers, the hardcover edition. He had a copy of, this is a beat up copy, but still, it's Death in the Family.
Ooh, yeah.
Cool.
Good one. A copy of Dark Knight Returns.
Okay.
Nice.
A good one. This is like an omnibus thing. Superman, Our Worlds at War. It's like a huge thick book.
Ed McGuinness.
Yeah, he was on some of it. So was Ringo, was on some of it.
Yeah.
And then the first part of the JLA Justice series with Alex Ross and what's his name? So hardcover book. So decent. These are things I know I can sell easily, no problem. So I made him the deal, and he was thrilled, and he was very happy to make the deal. So I was like, cool. I made somebody happy. And I told him, I said, listen, if you have more stuff, you know who to come to. You know who will take care of you, And he was just thrilled that. And, well, what was really funny is I made him a deal for a certain amount, and I didn't have enough for change, so I gave him a little bit more. And he was like, you really don't have to do that. And I said, well, I can. That's why I do,
You're like, just coming back into my van.
All right, so then another guy, actually this guy came between those two stories. He came in with a box of Star Wars books, mostly Star Wars books. And I'm like, okay, all bagged and boarded. So, things that I can almost immediately know I'm gonna be happy with, condition wise. And he says, I'm looking for credit. And I said, well, all right. Well, if you want credit, that's easy. Let's see what we can do. I start going through the box, and one of the very first things I pulled out, it was Dark Horse Star Wars. It was Dark Horse, The Strain, like almost all the issues, except for issue 1. Of course, the one that's actually worth a lot. Issues 2 through whatever, plus the 2 follow-up series, which is cool. But he also had some Marvel Star Wars in there, including like a whole run of Star Wars and Darth Vader, except for issue number 1. So he didn't have issue number 1s in there, but he had 2 on through 15. Well, if anybody knows, that third issue of Darth Vader is the first appearance of Dr. Aphra.
Yeah,
And I have a 9.8 graded copy in my store right now. I think the last time I checked, it was valued at about $480.
Oh shit!
And I have like $350 on it. So, well, there was another copy in the book.
What's
box.
the grade on it that you have?
A 9.8.
That's awesome.
But now I have another copy because it was in this box. So I'm like, okay, this is cool. So I know there is potential, maybe $300 or more in this box. So what I said to him, I said, listen, a small box of filler stuff, usually you're looking at about $50, but there's a lot of potential in here. So I can do more than that. I can offer you 4 times that amount, $200, right? And I said, but since you want trade, I can do even better than that and do $250. So
I'll give you a blowjob.
He was thrilled, right?
Yeah.
So he goes, and he's an artist, and he wanted some like art books and sketchbooks, and I'm like, I've got a whole selection of that stuff. So he picked out a whole bunch of stuff. He ended up using all the credit. I told him he didn't have to. He could save some of it, but he ended up using all the credit.
That's what usually happens.
He got one of the slab books that I had, and then he got a bunch of books, and including that copy of The Collector. Todd, you know which book we're talking about?
I think so. Yes.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Topi.
Yeah, the Topi book.
Topi one.
Well, I think I had like 15 on it, and we literally paid pennies for it when we found it.
Yep.
So, I mean, it was a good investment and so forth. So I keep track of everything that I sell to the point where I know how much was invested in the trade that I made. So it ended up being my investment in this box was around $100, $125 at the most. Okay. Knowing there's at least one issue in there that could be worth at least up to $300. So I'm already doing well. So I get home, I start going through this box. Turns out there's almost an entire run of Dark Horse's Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic. Okay. Guide wise, the majority of those issues range between $7 to $10 a piece. But there's actually several that are key issues, first appearances of characters. Issue number 9 is the first appearance of somebody, and it's like a $350 book. And these totals I'm giving you are ungraded. A 350 ungraded, which means graded it would be, and it's a high grade, it would be worth a lot more. There's another one that's like 160, another one that's worth 50. Potentially, just this run of comics is worth probably about $800 ungraded. And all 3 of those key books were in this collection.
Oh shit.
Fucking sweet.
And I'm like, frickin' A. I mean, I don't know. And when he had come and seen me before and said he was going to bring me some books, I told him to double check, look and see, what their value might be. I don't think he knew. And
most people don't check, homie. That's how you have a business.
If I had offered him $50 in trade, he probably would have been happy with it. But I offered him more. He got more, and he's thrilled. And he also said he's got more comics that he'll bring me later.
You gambled too. That was the gamble. You did.
Yeah, but I knew I knew there was one thing in there that was potentially easily worth what I was offering.
You still gambled because you haven't resold it yet.
Yeah.
So technically, what you have is something that has potential, but
it all.
He's had money in his pocket and spent it, so he technically got the better end of the deal for now.
Yeah, for the moment, yeah. But that's always the trade-off.
Yeah.
I'm looking at it as
because if you want the max value of what you're trying to sell, you research it, piece it out, and sell it on eBay yourself.
Right.
If you're trying to unload it all at one time to a shop, guess what? You take the hit.
Yep. But his expectation was blown away by what I offered him, and in the end,
Fair's fair.
I'm going to make out on the deal.
Fair enough.
It's going to take some time. I'm going to have to press some books. I'm going to have to grade some books. I'm going to have to invest my time and my money into them.
Yep.
But there's potential I could make 5-10 times what I invested in the box.
Yeah.
So
That's great.
You can make around $1,500 off that box.
yeah,
Maybe $2,000.
easily. Yep.
There you go.
Excellent. My next step is I'm about to finally get some like new I don't know what you call them, like the slide boxes, the drawer boxes, right? All like a full refresh on the collection, like drawer boxes, all new bags and boards, dividers. I'm gonna do it by artist name because that's what I usually look it up for. It's gonna help me tremendously because I know I have like 8 issues of like, you know, J. Lee Strike File #1 or something.
Well, you know, I've got that one copy for you signed.
I know.
I'm going to have graded for you eventually, one of these days.
It. That's so fucking awesome.
I love the fact that Dusty keeps like flickering in and out of his screen.
Yeah, it's a specialty.
He's not really there. It's an AI generated image.
So you guys are talking about these Transformers books, and I have like one
Does
long
it seem
box.
like I'm here now, Joe? I'm here, Joe. Don't you worry.
And I'm back. See how easy that was?
Yeah, I've got one long box behind me that I knew had a bunch of stuff from the early 2000s when all this reboot stuff was coming out.
Yeah.
So I just peeled through it. There's a couple cool things in here though. This one's neat. I don't have a lot to ever show off.
I'm gonna put you full screen.
Not like you guys. I don't have a lot. It just shows you where my head was at this time, though. Hold on, where'd it go? This one's cool. This is
Oh, yeah.
This is cool. This is this Transformers War Within #1, but it's got the
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Cool.
Dreamwave, man. Dreamwave.
Yeah, man.
Those were
that
good
company
books.
did.
Yeah, these were really good. I mean, like just like this first page here is just tells you. I don't know if it's going to show up or not. Yeah, you can't fucking see it. Dang it, that sucks.
It was so
I think
good.
It's my,
Yeah, it was.
my background
they did
thing.
the best,
There's a
man.
couple. There's yeah, it's pretty cool. This is this Jai Lee Transformers G.I. Joe.
Jay Lee.
Yep.
Jai Lee, yeah.
It was a good series.
This probably
We're
won't.
big Jay Lee fans.
Yeah. I don't know if this will show up, but I think this is sick right here.
Yeah, it was sick.
Yeah, that's
so
really,
dope.
really
Yeah.
nice. Yeah, it's the same kind of thing with that Starscream. It's hidden. He's creeping out. Very, very cool. Got then I found like the first Transformers. It's got the gatefold cover, which is pretty sweet.
That's
I guess.
awesome. So I actually, way back in the day, I reached out to Dreamwave to get their quotes because I was potentially going to have them work on something for us. This is way back in the day. And they sent me their pricing guide, their pricing sheet, and their pricing sheet was ridiculous.
Oh yeah.
Like it was so expensive,
Wow.
but they were also really good. So.
And then I guess the other thing, and you know what? I don't remember actually ever really getting into this story, but I really like the covers of these Battle of the Planets.
Oh yeah.
Like check this out. Like that's
Alex Ross.
Alex
man.
Ross.
yeah. Very, very nice. And then like just like the first page in here is just like kaboom.
Yeah, that's wicked.
There you go.
They did such a good job in translating like anime into comics.
It did, and that's what it was super, super appealing. Like all the panels in here, all the pages, they just have like an incredible amount of action, and they really, especially with this, like I guess that's what it was with me, was just there's another page.
They had the best colorists in the business too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh, and this is another really cool cover, I thought too.
Yeah,
Kind of looks like an old like propaganda kind of thing. Anyway, just a couple cool things to show off. But yeah, then I've got like a bunch of heat, like all the image stuff. Like they're doing, it was like Masters of the Universe. Oh, here's one. It's a cool cover. The interior's I'm not too big on, but I do like.
That's
that
actually
cover.
a pretty good cover. I like that.
Yeah, it's pretty good. But the interiors, it's all right. Anyway, yeah, I was like, that was the last time I was really buying a lot of books, I'd say, and it was all a lot of that like kind of reboot stuff because just for the sake of nostalgia. And then I thought, and this box actually has a bunch of my old Valiant stuff that I thought I lost. I had like some Hard Corps and Solar and I don't know some other shit in there too. So I'm gonna have to go back and reread all that shit.
As weird as it is, like during the time I was collecting it, I wasn't that into it, but I actually have some really good fond memories now of those early Valiant books.
They're good, man. Like they have a cool world, man. I dug it. Did they have like the tech? No, it was like the Earth Mancers. What the fuck were they called? There's a whole bunch of shit.
Yeah, there's a bunch of crazy shit in there.
They had a lot of stuff going on.
Geomancer.
Archer and Geomancers, yeah, Archer and Armstrong, and then Harbinger was one of them.
Harbinger, yeah.
I liked
Spider-Man.
Yeah, the Warrior, yeah. I really liked that universe, man. I thought it was cool. There's a lot of cool stuff there.
Yeah. Like
anyway,
Eternal Warrior and one of the Archer and Armstrong characters were brothers, I think.
I really got into Magnus Robot Fighter.
Me too.
Like,
I just like the cool chromium covers.
Yeah.
I did like Exo-Man War.
Yeah.
Is Magnus Robot Fighter public domain?
No, I think they bought the rights to him.
Don't believe they're public. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't believe they're public yet.
Because that would be dope, dude. I'd love to do a Magnus Robot Fighter comic, man.
That'd be cool. Anyway, that's just the box behind me.
With adult fantasy, though, it's easily to create our own parody of him.
Right.
Magnus Robot Fucker.
Magnus Robot Fucker.
Magnum Robot Fucker.
Magnum Robot Fucker.
Oh, dude, that's Grandmam's like sex bot.
Oh, dude. Perfect. Oh my god.
Avery sold.
Dude, that's so
Magnum perfect. Robot Fucker. Are we writing this down? Is this a name? Oh god. Hold on. I gotta take notes.
That's why all the cameras are in there, right?
That's right. I gotta put them up next to Stash of Valor and Juicy Cartoon Booty.
Big Bad Booty Daddy.
All right,
we tell, I got an idea before we bounce. Like, Dusty, should we talk about the ether crack idea we had? Get Doc's idea?
Afterwards.
Afterwards? Really? We can't be public about. Oh, I guess in case we do it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Okay. Well, maybe we should call it then, so we can continue talking about it.
Wait, I want to show you something real quick.
Okay.
This is coming out next week from Dynamite.
That looks great.
Oh,
Yeah.
Cool.
Dude, so Rob Liefeld apparently helped sell like 175,000 copies of this thing.
That's crazy.
I don't know if I believe it. I don't buy
That's
it.
how many were ordered.
Well, look
Lee.
at that, Jay Lee. Well, there's only like 1,500 shops in the entire country. You could tell me like
That's
they each
cool.
bought like 100 copies? Like, no way.
That's a neat cover. I just actually had in my hand the Wild Storm
That's-
Thunder.
Wait, go back, Andrew.
Dynamite's a company that does all these different variants.
Doc, this cover artist, this is the guy that did that Transformers book you like.
That
Mhm.
Transformers G.I. Joe book.
Mhm.
Look at that Panthro. Freaking love
Yeah,
that.
that's sick, dude.
Panthero's a hoss. You know, when they rebooted that cartoon, it only went for like two seasons, maybe. It was really good.
Yeah, you know
they
why
just-
they canceled
they
the
just killed
cartoon?
it, man. Huh?
You know why they canceled the cartoon? Because the toys didn't sell.
Yeah, it was one of their highest rated shows. The show was doing good. The toys were shit. No one bought them.
Yeah,
Yep.
They should have kept going, and then maybe the toys would have started to sell.
Nope.
that was a really good
They'd rather-
cartoon.
they'd
But then
rather
like
just
Voltron is like the same. The new Voltron is really good. And it was probably the same animation studio. It was very, very similar. It was really good. Like I just had this Wildstorm Thundercats in my hand too a minute ago. This is like
yeah,
kind of Lino looks a little weird there. This one's a bit better.
That's with the that's the Jim Lee cover there.
Oh,
Yeah.
And then the other one is J. Scott Campbell.
J. Scott Campbell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lino looks scary in this one.
Cool. I just love the fact that we can see a fucking thumbnail and be like, "Oh, that's J. Scott Campbell."
Yeah, you guys are fucking dorks.
There's certain artists, man. We just know their style.
Yeah, of course. I know. I understand that. Yeah.
And we're dorks.
And
We're dorks.
Yeah, but the fact that none of them mentioned the Luc Besson movie Lucy, you should all be ashamed of yourselves.
For what?
Lucy was fucking awesome.
Well, how did we jump into a fucking movie?
We were talking about Luc Besson last night.
Yesterday's episode, you were
yesterday,
talking
okay.
about Luc Besson, and you were talking about
Like La
The
Femme
Fifth
Nikita.
Element, and
Okay, I didn't.
yeah.
Well, to be fair, I haven't seen Lucy yet, so
I'm fairly certain Todd said something about the fact that the Fifth Element or Leon, the professional,
Leon
was
was,
the only
yeah,
good
you said
thing he ever
Leon was one of
made.
your favorites, yeah.
yeah,
and-
it is.
yeah.
And I haven't
Did you
seen
guys ever
Lucy.
watch
I will watch
Valerian
Lucy.
in the city of whatever it was
Mhm.
called?
That's actually based on a series of European graphic novels.
Yeah, I know.
Had the movie
was,
done better, there could have been sequels, you know.
that
but there
movie
weren't.
was not great. I mean, I wanted it to be good, and I watched it, but
Yeah.
it hurt a little bit.
Awesome. All right, so we'll end it here. We'll continue in the green room because we want to talk about just a fun idea we had. But anyway, love you guys. Happy Friday, Nerd Den. Have a good weekend, everybody.
Nerd Den!
Bye.
With that, take care. God bless.
Shut up.